So today I am at University of Wales Hospital in Cardiff, and I have come today to come and get a vaccination as part of a trial. I'm going to tell you all about that once I come back from having my jab. Okay, so I am now back home. I've had my jab in my arm. Let me tell you a little bit about why I went and what happened today. So as we know, we're all stuck at home at the moment, aren't we? That annoying COVID virus, and we've got to wait. But the good news is that that waiting time is going to come to an end before long, because vaccinations have been developed and the vaccine protects people from catching COVID. But whilst we have some vaccines, we want to get more and more. But they have to test it. They have to see whether the medicine works. So I am taking part in a trial to see whether this special vaccination they've developed will work. So that's great, isn't it? I've gone along, I've had a jab. But did you know there is a little strange thing that our bodies can do? Okay, big word alert, placebo. Have you ever heard of placebo? Well, what is a placebo? Basically, if I tell you that I am giving you some medicine to make you feel better, your body can actually be quite amazing and actually make itself feel better, thinking that it's being given medicine, even if that medicine was just like a Skittle or a Polo or something, like a sweet which did nothing. So that is called the placebo effect. Interesting. So when you have these vaccination trials like I'm taking part in, they have to rule out that any benefit that I'm getting might be just my wonderful body telling myself that I should feel better. So in the trial that I'm on, half the people are going to get the real vaccine and half of the people are going to get what we call the placebo. It's basically an injection full of like salty water. If your parents have contact lenses, it's like the water that they use to clean there. So it'll do absolutely nothing, it won't do any harm, but it also won't do any good. And so they can then find out, has any benefit that people have had all been down to the vaccine? Or is it the salty water? Shouldn't be the salty water. But anyway, so that I can't have any sort of influence on how my body acts, they don't tell me if I've had salty water, placebo, or the real deal. And what they call that is it's a blind trial. And not only do I not know what they've given me, the people putting it in my arm don't know either, because they don't want to give away any clues or anything. They just want to see the data, see the results, and then they can come to a conclusion. So this is all very scientific, and it's really exciting to be a part of. But why am I telling you about this? Well, it occurred to me that what I am doing is part of this blind trial. And I just have to put my faith in the fact that maybe I've got it, maybe I haven't. I really can't put my faith in it at all, can I? So I can't just go out and act like I've been vaccinated. I haven't got anything really concrete. It's really just a 50-50 chance. I might have had it, might not have. It's just blind faith, isn't it? It's my blind trial and it's blind faith. There's nothing I can base it on. And that got me thinking about the faith, the belief that we have in God. Is it as blind as having a trial of 50-50 chance? Maybe God is real, maybe isn't. Now, I can tell you that God is real. Maybe people in your home, Father Martin, your head teachers, we can all tell you. But the key thing is that you need to decide for yourself. Okay, so what are the things that we can base our faith, our belief in God on? Okay, number one, we have the Bible. Now the Bible, as we know, it's a book with lots of things going on in it, but a lot of it is history. It's telling us about a man called Jesus And it tells us about these amazing things that he does, miracles that he performs. Now, we've got a lot of evidence to suggest that the Bible is a really accurate document. It hasn't been changed along the way. We've got lots of copies of original text. And so people, historians are really confident that the Bible, and when it talks about Jesus, is a real historical document that you can believe in. But also, it's not just the fact that we have the Bible, we also have historians from the time who weren't followers of Jesus, but talk about Jesus as being a man who lived at that time and had a following of people. There's a man called Josephus, and he was a historian at the time. As I say, no interest really in Jesus himself, but he wanted to write down the history, and Jesus was big news at the time. Number 2, my favourite really, creation. Let's look around the world that we see. Do you watch those documentaries that David Attenborough does, or other wildlife shows, and they just show you all these amazing animals? We've had beautiful snow, we have lovely sunsets. We just have such an amazing world that the idea that someone hasn't actually designed that and made it with a plan, I find crazy. You know, if I walked into your room and you chucked all the Lego out of your big bucket of Lego and it all landed on the floor and it was just a pile of bricks, well, you'd think that's what I'd expect. Now, if I chucked that big bucket of Lego on the floor and it built itself into this amazing, like, Star Wars warship or something, or a massive model of the Taj Mahal or the Titanic, or what is the most amazing Lego thing that you could build? You would think, wow, someone has actually designed that, haven't they? That's not just random bricks being stuck together. You carefully place according to the instructions, don't you, to build these wonderful Lego sculptures. And that is a bit like creation, isn't it? It's so wonderfully put together, this world, that I know that there must be someone behind that design, and I think that that is God. And thirdly, number 3, it is the impact that God has on people's lives that makes me see that he is real. I know lots of people who will tell you that their lives have been completely transformed because they have got God in their life. They've completely changed. Maybe they've been really bad in their past, but they met God and they realise, and he has changed them. They know that they have to change, and with God's help, they have changed. Now, what happens when I turn on the light switch? The light comes on, and that is because there is electricity flowing in a circuit, turns the light on. Now, I can't see the electricity, but I see the effect that it has on the light bulb. It turns it on. And that's a bit like God. We can't see God, but we can see the effect that he has on people. So there we have 3 good reasons where we can have a confidence in our faith, not blind faith. I have a noisy cat. We have what's written in the Bible and other historians of the time. We have creation, like my noisy cat here. And we have the effect that God has on changing people's lives. I'm feeling fine. I hope it won't be long until we all have the real vaccination. And until then, I will look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.